Hi, my name is Zai. This is obviously a late game review, but I wanted some practice, so hopefully I can make this first try an interesting look at it. Disclaimer, this is also my first Call of Duty game. So it helps when a game can wow us, because it makes us want to invest time in it. That means it has to have a good setting. Unlike a lot of shooters, they're not afraid to use green in this game. Plenty of outdoor environments. You still have the room-to-room combat, but the settings can range from forest to ice. The weapons are realistic, mixed with sci-fi, and the sound effects reflect that balance. As for game style, I'll start by talking about the chaos versus order theory. If you add too much randomness in a game, it's chaos, and that will usually take away from the fun. Too much order, and it can be slow and boring, again it takes away from the fun. I think we need structured gameplay with enough randomness to keep it interesting. Black Ops 3 seems fairly balanced in this regard, but leans toward being random. You'll find yourself dying in a whole range of cheap and ridiculous ways, some of which simply can't be avoided.
Tango down.
But I'll get to that a bit later. It's a first-person shooter with 9 futuristic soldiers to choose from. They're called specialists, a mixture of men, women, and robots. All have 2 special abilities, you can choose one, and that's how you should choose your specialist. You can't think, I'm a robot, so I'll be the robot. However, it's not like Team Fortress or Dirty Bomb where players have roles as different classes. Other than the sound effects and special ability, you wouldn't know which specialist you were. They're all the same other than that special ability. As for mechanics, we have a modern first-person shooter with realistic weapons and a few extra movement features. Multiple in-air boost jumps, like in Unreal Tournament, running on walls, and a power slide. These add an extra level of gameplay, making getting around maps much easier. And it also stops people from feeling safe inside a second-story room with a window. For purists or people who want to keep things real, this is obviously no good. For people like me who need that extra level of entertainment, this is much more fun than slowly walking around. Even if I'm dying a lot, at least the movement is fun. The aiming styles are point and shoot and tracking. There are grenades and a rocket launcher for prediction, but you only have 1 or 2 of each per spawn. So you have rifles and machine guns for tracking, shotguns and sniper rifles for point and shoot. You can look down the scope, helping accuracy with many of the weapons, but it slows down your movement considerably. Shotguns allow for a run and gun style of play expected in Unreal Tournament and Quake. And of course you have the sniper rifles. What does this mean so far? Well, just by feel, this is essentially a game that fits somewhere between Unreal Tournament and Counter-Strike. I haven't had the chance to play competitive matches yet, but no doubt they'll have plenty of strategy. See, where this game separates itself from others is in the level of customization. Not only do you have your specialist's extra ability, you also have attachments to your weapons, a range of grenades and perks, with wildcards that allow you to add extra perks. The more you level up, the more variety you have, and they definitely help. So expect to get dominated in the beginning. You are disadvantaged until you reach the later levels. I found that I couldn't consistently get a positive KD until about 8 hours in. A big part of that was learning the game, the other part was the customization. But there's a catch with that customization, you can only use a certain amount of add-ons and perks, meaning you have to figure out what's going to suit your playstyle best. An extra grenade, or a silencer, hiding the sound of your boost jumps, or a faster reload. There are many combinations. And then you have the score streak specials. You get your score to a certain level without dying, and you get rewarded with a new way to kill people. You get to choose those too, you only have 3, and be warned, the higher the number, the harder it is to get to. So it's not always a good idea to go for the high level ones. This seems to add to the randomness a lot, so it's chaos, especially if a team starts dominating. Let me describe a scenario. You're running around, you kill someone. Their teammate kills you, you respawn, run through a door and die by a proximity grenade. You respawn, get hit by someone's score streak special. Die again. You respawn. Someone's using their specialist ability and they take you out. You respawn, another trip grenade gets you. Then a sniper gets you. Then another score streak special kills you. When playing experienced players, the kill streaks are a bit much, and while the random ways of dying aren't too bad usually, they can get excessive when combined with other kills. So anyway, my point is it's fun, there's enough order to make sense of things, but sometimes the randomness can overwhelm, which means you need to be prepared to die multiple times, and we all know how frustrating that can be. You'll notice it says unlock tokens. You get these by leveling up, then you can choose what to buy or unlock with them. It seems really complicated at first, but then the customization becomes an interesting part of the game. You can also customize your look, profile image and guns, giving them skins, but I guess that's if you're bored and no one is actually playing the game. If you get tired of the usual team deathmatch, you can also try some other modes, but you'll see TDM is the most popular, by a fair bit actually. The menus are a bit daunting at first, there's a lot to navigate through, and you have to trust the system to find you a game with a good ping. So far it's worked quite well for me, and there are usually people playing almost all the time. In conclusion, I have to say it's really hard for me to get into games that aren't Quake. I'm a Quake purist. I've played it so long I have a million expectations, but after about 10 hours this game became pretty fun. I was a bit put off by the 1 or 2 shot kills at first, because the battles are very short in this game. But I now love cruising through the air, off the walls, and the usual FPS aim where they might be strategy to get the kills. It's also fun ranking up and see what you can do with new features. The order vs chaos balance, as I talked about, it appears good enough. I'm okay with it, but I can see why people would complain. I still prefer Quake, of course, but for something different and a bit of casual fun, this game has been good, and I'm actually glad I bought it. Like most games, I'm sure you can get extremely good at it, and it really becomes a showcase for your skills and talents. But for me, I'm going to stick with Quake for that sort of thing. It's a well-made game, it's a bit of fun, but I'll probably only ever play casually. That's the only kind of rating I'm going to give, because as I learned with mouse reviews, when you think about it, number ratings don't really mean anything. In fact, they just add to the inconsistency. It just depends what you like. If the game description and what you're seeing seems good, then give it a try. So that's my experience so far. Hope you enjoyed my first game review. Stay tuned for more mouse reviews soon. Subscribe if you haven't already, like and share this video, and I'll catch you in the next.